adjustments, and Private Enterprise Federation proposes use of heritage and infrastructure funds to support businesses struggling to recover from COVID-19 shocks. And Ghana Revenue Authority signals preparedness to fully implement the e-levy subject to securing Parliament's approval. My name is George Wiafe. Let's now settle for third details. Now, price of petroleum products are expected to witness some marginal increase of the palms from this weekend. This is based on data secured from bulk or distribution companies. Now, we have details in this report.
Based on the data secured by Joy Business, a litre of diesel should be going up by 1.24% per litre. Petrol should also be increased by almost 2% per litre. According to these bulk distributors, the increase has been influenced by the marginal adjustment in crude prices on the international market. From this weekend, the bulk oil distributors will be selling these new prices to oil marketing companies. The question now is whether or not the over 100 marketing companies will absorb the expected increase, or they will pass it on to the consumers. Some have argued that a lot more will depend on what the big oil marketing firms, including Goil, Shell and Total, will do in terms of adjusting prices as expected or hold on to any hike, looking at the intense competition in the oil marketing space. With the Omicron variant being gradually brought under control, some have made the point that the pickup in crude prices may not be ending anytime soon. Therefore, we could be starting the next year with some sustained price increases at the pumps. It therefore remains largely on the performance of the city.
And that was a Business Desk report. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority has signaled its intention to fully implement the e-levy once it secures Parliament's approval. The assurance is coming on the back of concerns that the authority could delay in enforcing the tax as government is still fine-tuning how it should be applied. Kujo Damoa is Commissioner in charge of Customs Division at the Ghana Revenue Authority.
In fact, right from the beginning, the inception, the conception of this bill was involved. Because we can't bring about the policy change without involving an important stakeholder who is going to be involved in the collection of the tax. So we are very much involved, and it is continuous engagement between GRA, Ministry of Finance, and the various stakeholders. Yes, so we are well prepared. The telcos also have been engaged. You see, for every step that we took, all the important stakeholders were identified and they were engaged. The telcos, before even the e-levy, somehow we had the engagement with them. And how we wanted to proceed with this one to involve them. And so the engagement has been there, it is still continuous, and I believe that once a certain understanding is reached and Parliament comes out with a clear-cut way of dealing with the e-levy, we will be more than ready to deal with it.
And that's Commissioner in charge of as the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Let's still stay on revenue matters because government says that the Ghana.gov platform has been able to collect about 34 billion Ghana cedis in financial transactions between May 2021 and October 21. That is within a year. Government says it is committed to trying to use this platform as part of its efforts to go cashless as the economy. It might be likely that going into next year, government will insist that all government transactions are done through these platforms cashless by using Momo and other digital payment platforms. Well, let's move on to other stories. And financial consultant Charles Mensah has maintained that it might be prudent for business owners to stagger the end-of-year benefits payout to workers. It's coming on the back of concerns that most workers often get broke in early January when all these benefits are paid to them in December. There are concerns that most of these business owners are even forced to borrow during this end of year to deal with this pressure coming from workers. But Mr. Mensah says there is a way out in dealing with this problem.
Something provided it's good. Because one of the things that people do in the past, the books that we're looking, they rush to sell bad debt in December. Bad debt means that they should rush to make sales in December. It will boost the profitability. But you cannot collect it in January, February. It will become bad debt. So you have to tell the employees that all the sales that were recognized in December, unless it has been paid by the customers, we will not going to declare and pay bonuses. So if this is clear in the minds of the salespeople, we are good to go. But if it's not clear, then the expectation becomes high. Because the sales performance probably is good. December, everybody see the number, oh, this is that. By January, they are coming. Even the banks, you can't go borrow from the bank in December. Oh, the bank is going to close the books nicely.
Yeah.
So that they will have a very nice debt book debt nicely by December. So you yourself, you won't get loan from them. But sometimes you hear adverts, buy now, no interest, pay next year. So because of that, people will push more sales, customers go and pay. But January, February, then a challenge comes. I think that we should be real to ourselves.
So you should be as lean as possible as a business person this time.
So December shouldn't be a surprise that you are now looking, scratching here and there, selling assets of the company or doing this just to please them, only to have GRA knock at your door in the morning of January and then you cannot even pay.
Charles Mensah is a financial consultant. Now, Private Enterprise Federation is proposing the use of the heritage and the infrastructure funds to support private firms that have been hit badly by COVID-19. They are struggling to recover. The Federation maintains that looking at the current challenges facing the sector, everything must be done to save some of these private firms. Nana Sebunsu is president of the Private Enterprise Federation.
We always talk about cost of credit. Let's find ways of creating the resource. We have infrastructure fund, okay, to do infrastructure. Private sector is short of the needed infrastructure. We have heritage fund. If we don't survive the pandemic, heritage fund is of no use. So we got to plow the heritage fund back into productive capacity for the businesses to survive, to buy the vaccine, to be able to save our people. So what we're looking at is how do we create the environment where we complement each other, from government resources, the accumulated heritage fund, accumulated infrastructure fund, and utilize that, push the private sector to make money. You see, whenever we talk about jobs creation, nobody sets up a business to create jobs. They set up a business to make money. And when they make money, they can expand. And that's where the jobs are created.
And you think that we should fall on these funds to support private sector as well as the vaccine supply?
I wouldn't want to see government invest in a foreign business. I want government to invest in our local private sector MSMEs for them to grow, to make the wealth and create the jobs. So we're looking at things that we can do.
Nana Sebunsu is president of the Private Enterprise Federation. Let's look at the currency market and how things are going on there. If you look at the Ghana cedi, you would need 6 Ghana cedis, 42 pesos to get $1 this morning. That's the average quotes that some of the major commercial banks are putting out. The British pound is, however, going for 8 Ghana cedis, 16 pesos. Euro, on the other hand, is selling at 7 Ghana cedis, 25 pesos. Now, we have seen some fair stability over the past week on the interbank market, and that could be described as good for the economy and even the pricing of petroleum products going forward. On the commodity market, crude oil this morning is selling at $79.28 a barrel, going up marginally from yesterday's trading. The precious metal gold lost $6 an ounce and is trading at $1,789 an ounce. Cocoa is showing some, went up marginally, or went up significantly. It gained $30 and it's selling this morning at $2,515 a ton. And that's some good news for the cocoa farmers out there and even for our economy in terms of our earnings from the export of this commodity. And that's all for the Joy Business Report. Back to you, Winston.
Yes, George. So fuel, petroleum prices going up.
Interesting dynamics.
Yes, but the city is still stable around this
We've
time.
seen some marginal stability, but it appears the price has gone up marginally. So if you again extrapolate into next week and things might be good, maybe we'll see majority of these oil firms absorb.
Well, maybe we'd have to. Maybe after today, we'd have to sit down and do the calculations.
Yeah.
And also find out a thing or two because majority of these BDCs would have, imported the petroleum
products
into the
already.
into the country already. At the time they were importing it, what were the prices? Of course, you're also expecting them that they're going for. They would have to do their calculations and anticipations, and for instance, find out if I'm going to get it next week or next month. What may be the price?
Wednesday,
How
have
do I
you
need to get
seen
it?
some intense price war, if I should say, among the top four?
Well, that's the essence of deregulation.
And they've told us that also that when even the prices are low and they're able to sell more volumes, they end up making more profits
Well, that's
than
the
even when
idea.
the price is high.
Yeah,
So, we might end up not seeing any significant increase from next week because some of them want to observe things, absorb the expected increase, and ensure that they gain from all these things
I
that
tell
are
you
going
what,
on.
I'm a consumer, and if the prices are reduced, I love it.
We all love it.
Exactly. Thank you very much, George Wiafe, for joining us here with the Joy Business Report on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Time now for our inspirational song for today is brought to us by Republic Bank. Bank anytime and anywhere on Republic Mobile, Republic Online, Republic USSD *414#. Download Republic Mobile on the Play or App Stores now. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. And Enterprise